There's a quiet idea in Japan that the small things you repeat every single day shape your life far more than any big dramatic moment ever will. These little actions almost never look impressive. They're plain, ordinary, easy to overlook. But over time they add up, and they quietly build a way of living that feels steadier, lighter, more grounded. Here are 8 small habits from everyday Japanese life that are believed to support both your well-being and a calmer mind. None of them need talent. None of them need perfect conditions. They're small enough to start today and simple enough to keep doing without ever wearing yourself out. 1. Lining up your shoes neatly. In most Japanese homes, you take your shoes off at the door, and what happens next is tiny, but it says a lot. You turn them around and set them down neatly, toes pointing outward, ready for the next time you head out. Kids learn this young, and they keep doing it for years. The point isn't just that it looks tidy. When shoes are scattered everywhere, the entrance feels messy and chaotic. When they're lined up, that same little space suddenly feels calm and welcoming. It's a small shift, but you feel it right away. And finishing that tiny action gives you a quiet little nod to yourself. A small signal that you did something with care. Repeat those signals all day long, and they slowly build a stronger sense of steadiness inside you. In the end, it stops being about shoes at all. It becomes about finishing small things properly. 2. Going to bed early and waking up early. For generations, children in Japan have been told to sleep early and rise early. The advice sounds almost too simple, but the effects reach further than you'd expect. For a long time, people started their day by greeting the morning sun, sometimes pausing for a quiet moment of appreciation. That early light slowly warms your body, resets your inner rhythm, and gently lifts your mood. Waking early also gives you a small pocket of time before the day starts demanding things from you. Even a short, quiet morning can change how the rest of your hours unfold. In modern life, everything runs late, and this one is genuinely hard to hold on to. But even shifting your bedtime and your wake-up a little earlier can make a real difference in your energy and your focus. 3. Keeping good posture. In traditional Japanese thinking, the state of your body and the state of your mind are closely tied together, and posture especially has always been seen as more than just a physical thing. Sitting or standing upright is believed to affect how alert you feel, how confident you are, how clearly you think. In the past, clothing like the kimono and the obi belt naturally kept you upright. The way the garment was built made slouching uncomfortable, so people stayed aware of how they were holding themselves all day. Modern life makes this harder. Long hours at a desk, endless time bent over a phone. A lot of us spend most of the day curved forward, so some people deliberately practice it. Straightening the back, lifting the chest, even in small moments like walking or waiting. The change is physical, but the effect feels mental. Lift your spine a little, and your awareness lifts a little too. 4. Saying itadakimasu before you eat. Before a meal, many Japanese people say itadakimasu. It usually gets translated as "I humbly receive," but the meaning runs deeper than a simple thank you. The first layer is gratitude toward everyone who got that meal to your table. The farmers, the drivers, the shop staff, the cooks, the servers. The word quietly admits that food is never one person's effort alone. The second layer is gratitude toward life itself. In this view, the vegetables, the fruit, the fish, the animals aren't just objects. They're forms of life that became your nourishment. Saying it is a moment of recognizing that one life continues through another. That short pause before eating gently moves your attention away from just consuming toward appreciating. And over time, little pauses like that can change the whole emotional tone of your day. 5. Cleaning the toilet. At first, this sounds unpleasant, and most people instinctively want to avoid it. But in Japan, cleaning the toilet is often talked about as a meaningful personal practice, not just a chore. A surprising number of well-known Japanese business leaders and public figures have said that regularly cleaning toilets shaped their mindset. The act isn't glamorous, and that's exactly the point. Doing something most people dislike without complaining is thought to change the way you relate to discomfort, to responsibility, to humility. There are older beliefs tied to this too. In some folk traditions, toilets are linked to the flow of fortune, especially money. Keeping that space clean is symbolically connected to keeping your whole life in order. Some even speak of a toilet deity, a folk figure believed to reward care and cleanliness with prosperity. There was even a survey suggesting that homes with consistently clean toilets tended to report higher yearly incomes than homes where it was neglected. Whether that's cause or coincidence matters less than what it points to. People who keep small standards in their private spaces usually carry that same attention into everything else. There's a psychological side as well. Toilets are usually white, and on a white surface, even a small stain shows. Over time, noticing and wiping away those tiny bits of dirt sharpens your eye for mess in general. And that sensitivity starts spreading to your bedroom, your desk, your living space. Slowly, everything gets more organized without you ever making some big decision to become tidy. A lot of people who take this on choose to do it in the morning. Starting the day by handling one small, uncomfortable task gives you a quiet sense of completion. And it means you're using a clean space the rest of the day, which keeps that feeling of freshness going. At first, it might feel gross, but with repetition, that reaction changes. What once felt like a burden slowly starts to feel like a reset. 6. Pushing your chair back in. After finishing a meal or getting up from a desk, many Japanese people instinctively slide their chair back into place. It takes a second, and nobody may even notice. But the gesture reflects a bigger habit of thinking about the next person. In a train, a restaurant, a public space, a chair that's tucked in makes cleaning easier and the room nicer for whoever comes after you. It's small, but it carries an awareness that what you do affects people who'll arrive later. Do it often enough, and that kind of consideration just becomes automatic. Acting with others in mind creates a quiet sense of connection, and that connection quietly supports how you feel. 7. Taru or shiru. Knowing what is enough. There's an old phrase that captures the idea of knowing sufficiency. It points to something simple. Constantly focusing on what you're missing keeps you restless. But noticing what you already have brings a kind of calm. Modern life makes comparison easy and endless. It's natural to keep thinking about what you don't have yet. More money, better health, more recognition. And that mindset, as common as it is, tends to keep satisfaction just out of reach. Turning your attention to what's already here doesn't mean pretending your problems don't exist. It just balances them. Being able to see, to hear, to breathe, to rest. These are simple facts that usually slip by unnoticed. But each one is a quiet form of support that makes your whole day possible. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel positive. It's about widening the frame of what you're paying attention to. When your awareness holds both what's missing and what's present, the pressure inside you tends to soften. 8. Okagesama de. There's another expression used in Japan that roughly means, "Thanks to you, I'm doing well." You might say it when someone asks how things are going. On the surface, it just sounds like polite gratitude. But underneath, it reflects the idea that your well-being is held up by countless relationships, seen and unseen. Family, friends, co-workers, even strangers, all quietly adding something to your life. Using a phrase like that reinforces humility. It shifts your sense of success from being purely your own to being shared. And over time, that view can ease the feeling of being alone and strengthen your sense of belonging. If you ever try to build any of these, there's a simple approach that's often suggested. Start small and think only about today. Instead of promising yourself some lifelong change, just focus on doing the action once. Then do it again tomorrow. Over time, repetition shapes who you are. Small, steady actions slowly become the quiet background structure of your life. Nobody does any of these perfectly. The value isn't in perfection, it's in gently returning, again and again, to the small actions that steady you. So which of these little habits feels most realistic for you to try this week? Let me know in the comments. And if you want 8 Japanese habits that can truly transform your life, your next step is to watch this video.